Hello, family. A wonderful good day to everyone. I haven't spoken to you for long. A lot of things happened, and I think it's time to do that again. Since over here it's getting really interesting. I'm getting deep insight into the dark sun, and as it seems to me, all the cultures of this world that are still intact, they have not lost the connection to the origin, but that they are the ones that are seen as dark. So I'm understanding better now. While the white Atlanteans and the swarthy Atlanteans, as given in the book The Mysteries of Belicena Vilca by Nimrod de Rosario, this is all rolled out. And now we could say, okay, we continue this fight with the Belial and with the other dark sun aspects and eliminate them who created the Metatronic inverse matrix. But I feel the time is here to integrate this and update it, upgrade it, because they know the way to origin and we have lost this. And we know about all the values with the divine when we have back our connection from the north. So this is the sacred matrimonial that's taking place at this moment. And I remember a lot of discussion with some of you during the times last year, 2 years ago, where I was thrown out of groups even, who said, oh, you're fallen angelic, blah, 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 blah. So much fear. What are you afraid of when you are protected by Source? That's to begin with. This question is for you in particular. And the next one, my soul is certainly off Source as well. So the body is not. I have linked you in the comment here down below the video. I have linked you another video of mine that I made some time ago where we understand this a little bit better. Many of us have very, very mixed aspects of DNA within us from our ancestry. So the ancestry is one part while the soul is the other part. The soul is flexible. Sometimes the soul comes back in the same family. Sometimes it's a jumper soul. The very powerful ones, the very old ones, are the ones who dive into different ancestries. And over there, they do the transmutation and they do the ascendance of these dark aspects into light. So this is what it is, and that's of course not the work of everyone incarnated here in these times, but of all the old souls. And yeah, I just want to pass this on. Get over your fear and speak out and unite with the people, especially with those who you are afraid of, that might reflect in your neighborhood, in the US, in Europe, in Germany, in Austria, with the refugees. Yes, the idea is to use humanity against each other as a weapon based on fear. But it's all about what we make out of this, always. And when we turn the metal, as the alchemist uses to do, when something is not as intended, as liked, as it needs to be, we turn the metal and have a look at the other side. What is the potential of this? So the potential of this is certainly that we find love, unconditional love, within for the other eye that's coming there. Open and curious to receive the knowledge how to return to origin. That's what these people bring to us in these times, driven by necessity, driven by our consumption, driven by the destruction of the home countries that are caused by our companies that give us the jobs and that give us, by that, the opportunity to thrive with money. But we don't have any freedom anymore for that. Though these people who come are very free, they don't have these opportunities. They are at best workers for us. So very bad paid workers. And so they come, of course. I have the most compassion for that in the meanwhile, although I was against that as well. About 5 to 7 years ago, I was in this development of awakening where I was really aggravated about everything happening and about the powerlessness towards that. But when we understand this deeply, and then we make our decision that we don't want to be prejudiced and that we want to learn who is there and what is the offer, what is what we can have together as a connecting element of knowledge, of beauty. All of this falls away, and we can turn the medal and unite the light of us with the darkness of the other, or the light of the other, which is the knowledge about how to return to origin, with our darkness there in this blind spot that we don't know anymore. So this is the idea. This is the divine plan. This is seen from the divine side. Of course, the darker aspects of us, the elites playing this in the world, they don't have a benevolent intention. They are acting out of ego and out of greed and out of the will of power. But then if you are compassionate, you ask yourself, why would a human being act like that? So what was there? And then you can see there have been intelligent kids, very, very privileged, but they never suffered. They never even learned love because their parents were so busy all the time, achieving, with no time for their kids. So that also reflected for many of these probably in the school, where they have been the outsiders. And I can tell you, this is the genesis of the will to develop power, of the will to develop wealth, to prove to the others who mistreated us that we are worth it. All in the external, right? We can just give the self-worth to ourselves. For that it's called self-worth. It's not coming from outside. It will never be. We can just give this to ourselves. So, back to the book that I read at the moment, and it is a recommendation. I've already posted it on the chat, and I will put it on the library when I have compiled it into a smaller format. It speaks very openly about the connection of the Nazi SS and of the Black Sun and of the Saturn and of all of that, and shows this eternal battle. The eternal battle was the topic of my last entry when I started reading the book. So it obliges to us to end this battle. It has been the Nazi SS and it's still the elite nowadays that is derived from this. But it's also the people of origin everywhere, in Africa, in Asia, over here in South America. They are using this knowledge, and this knowledge is indeed necessary in our darker aspects of the body to make mastery happen. It's about the magnetism, while the light is our electricity, the masculine, and the magnetism is the feminine. What is worse, the feminine alone, without the connection of the masculine? Nothing, because it's darkness and chaos. We don't have an overview, we use, but by that we often abuse, and that's where consequences are born that we don't want to have. What is worse, the light without the root? In the darkness, nothing, because a tree can be huge, but with the first problem, it falls. And it cannot manifest anything. It's just the knowledge. It's just the construction plan. So we need always both sides, light, shadow. The polarities, I don't want to call it dualism anymore, because dualism is what the mind makes out of it. Our mind with all the programs. And the mind is not our enemy either, as is not the body. The body is so powerful. The body carries so much information of the ancestry. And the mind, when we start the sweet talk and value it for it, and I refer to an enlightenment experience of mine, where I was reflecting myself in everything, and this was infinite. And every thought that was coming to my mind produced a new ripple like that. So in this moment I understood why we have it, and how valuable it actually is that we are here as a fractal of God, enabled to enjoy this experience. This is what I wanted to share with you. Everything is there for a reason. Nothing is there to be evil. And as soon as we understand that and reach out to learn, this conflict is over. And the consequence is thriving in a way that we have never experienced before. And this is what I call Christ consciousness. The Christ consciousness is this for me. That we are not afraid, that we see the divine in everything. And from that base, we can always, always, always co-create with everything and everyone here and everywhere in the universe. And just by this mastery, when we bring our own light into this darkness, to the point of gravitation within, we can master telekinesis, teleportation, astral travel in an advanced way to travel to other solar systems, to other galaxies, and last but not least, flying, because we can negotiate as masters of materia, and the material word is the word of the cult, is the word of Satan. Just like that, we can thrive. It is hard to understand for everyone who still feels the oppression, who still feels the opposition, who still feels this threat. But this threat is there to have the free will decision to go with God. And when you go with God and you listen well and you are feeling better and stronger from day to day in this connection, you will also start to do your shadow work. And from there you understand that your ancestors, at the minimum, have been the ones who created all of that. And they are carried forth in your body. So even if your soul is of the purest order right now, right here, and has still a trauma of the old wars in Orion and in Lyra, this has to be overcome with Ho'oponopono. And when you do that, you liberate yourself in a very beautiful way. And then you can walk this planet without anyone willing to harm you. Nobody will be willing to harm you. And when you use the magic to defend yourself, please never attack. Please use mirror magic. Let the others make the first step. Mirror magic of alchemization into love. That's what I recommend to you. Yeah, just a small one today on light and darkness again. I'm understanding things way better now and understanding them, integrating them. And I wanted to share this to you because I still so much distraction of the false light out there and of the new age. Well, actually, this is a construct that is created of the cult. It's not of the original light. Now you know, and now you can go into action. And action is always the best way to express yourself. It's never theory. Don't forget that. Bye-bye.